And now it's time for a preview of an upcoming game by Tom Vasel.
Richard Borg is probably best known for Memoir 44 and his Commands and Colors series of games, but he's done many smaller games too, like Hera and Zeus, and he had a Hand and Liar's Dice, and he even made a version of Yahtzee, and he's made many games. What we're going to look at today is a trick-taking game that's coming on Kickstarter from Albino Dragon, designed by Richard Borg, and based on the Dragon's Bard book series by the Hickmans. And the game itself is called Dragon's Bard. Now, this is a trick-taking game with a board and with other things, so let's take a closer look at the game. As always, when I'm doing these previews, I need to mention that the components are not finalized and that things will change before final production, although you can see that the artwork is off to a very good start. This piece will be a little bit bigger. These thin cardboard tokens can actually, if the goal is reached high enough, will actually be nice coins where you can even put them in little treasure boxes in front of you. But the game, this is a board, but the game is going to take place around a set of cards that players are going to have. And there are 5 suits of cards in 5 different colors, and each of these suits has numbers from 1 to 7 on them. There are also 3 Dragon's Rage cards in the deck, and so you're going to shuffle these cards up and deal them evenly to each of the players, depending on how many players are in the game. 8 for a 4-player game, 10 for a 3-player game. That will leave a few cards left over, and if the card's left over, you're going to turn one of the cards face up, and whatever color you turn is going to be the trump color. If you turn up a Dragon's Rage, there is no trump. Whatever color you turn up, you'll put that token on the board to show that everyone knows what color trump is, and then you begin. Now, the person who was a dealer takes the first turn, and it'll take the start token and put that token in front of them, and then they are going to take the dragon and move the dragon to one of the 5 stories. It's up to them which story that dragon's going to go to. And if you notice, there are a pile of chips next to each color. Now, this pile of chips is made up of different point values. You can see the point values here. We have 2 1s, 2 2s, 2 3s, and a 5. At the beginning of the game, you're randomly going to grab 5 of those without looking, discard the other 2, and then place the stack that you have on the pile next to that color. So there's 5 chips of each color that range from 1 to 5. You're not sure exactly what they are. So you're going to put the dragon on a color, and then you lead a card. Everyone else has to play the same color you have. If they do not have the color that you've played, and they do have trump, they must play a trump card. If they do not have a trump card or the color you led, then the player can play anything. The highest number of the trump wins. If there's no trump play, then the highest card of the color wins. Whoever wins the trick is going to take the top token here, and I got a point. I would have much preferred to have gotten 5, but maybe I'll win the next trick. If they win the trick with the color of the trick, of the spot you're at. So if this trick is won with a green card, doesn't have to be, but if it is won with a green card, that person will also get a mandolin tile and place that in front of them. That's worth a point at the end of the game. And play then starts another round with the person who just won that trick. Well, sometimes. See, some of the cards in the deck have special abilities. If you play a number 1 card, then you get to take the first player token, whether you win the trick or not. And it's possible that multiple people play number 1 cards, but only the first person is the one who is going to get that. If you play a number 2 card, you get a mandolin token. So number 2s are very useful because they can get you points. If you play a number 3 card, you don't have to, flip the top card of the cards that are left over and change trump. Of course, it might not change. You might draw the same color, or there might be no trump after that. And then if you play a number 4, or the first person to play number 4, I should say, gets one of these rumor tokens. Now, why do you want rumor tokens and mandolin tokens? At the end of the game, each mandolin token is worth a point, and whoever has the most rumor tokens is going to get 5 points. After everyone has played all their cards, you deal out cards and start another round, and you will continue to do this until all the chips are gone. When all the chips are gone, each player is going to total up their points. You're going to add up the points that are on the chips. You're going to add up a point for each mandolin. Whoever has the most of the rumors is going to get 5 points, and the player with the most points is the winner, with ties going to the person who has the most of these story chips. Essentially, this is a trick-taking game with a board. Now, the board is kind of there as a marker. It's all about the cards that you play. And there's going to be differences in how you play the cards. And every card you get, if you think about it, is very good. 5, 6, and 7s are great because they help you win tricks. 1, 2, 3s, and 4s give you special abilities. The 1s get the first-person token. The 2s, 3s, and 4s, you can change Trump a lot, and Trump will change a lot. Turn order will change a lot. So there's a lot of things that are swirling around and different things going on as time goes by, but your whole goal is to get points. The artwork is just really good looking. I have not read the series of books, so I don't know how well this ties into that series, but the gameplay itself is a trick-taking game with changing trump colors and with other ways to get points other than winning each trick. And when you win a trick, you're going to get points from 1 to 5 depending on what chip you get. And knowing what chips you've already gotten, you can then try to guess where the best chips still might be out on the board. This game is up on Kickstarter. I'll show you a link in just a moment, and then you can support it if you'd like. A trick-taking game by Richard Borg from Albino Dragon.
Thanks for watching our review today. For more information about board games, as well as the #1 board game audio podcast, check out Dicetower.com for reviews, interviews, and more. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower.